fam, welcome back to Leap of Faith. Thank you for clicking the link once again. Thank you for coming back to watch, and I appreciate you. If this is your first time, thank you for choosing to join me today. And if this is not your first time, I'm really grateful that you find this interesting enough to come back again. Yeah, new look, who this?
New look, who this?
Anyways, it's Christmas season, my favorite time of the year, and I'm so excited. I've been having a lot of fun this December. I hope you've been having a lot of fun also. Part of the reasons why I chose to do today's video is because it's something that I've always actually wanted to do, and if you don't know, you would know now that I am very big on lessons. I'm very big on experiences, and I'm very big on, learning from our experiences, and finding out our mistakes and learning from our mistakes and all of that. And that's why I chose to do today's video. Without further ado, let's go straight into it. So today I'm talking about 22 things that I've learned in 2022. And yes, it has to be 22 because, why not? So what I've done is I've grouped them into 5 categories. So 22 lessons into 5 categories, and those categories are spirituality, relationships and friendships, career and business, family, and life in general. My screen is down here, and that's why I'm looking downward. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So for spirituality, the first thing that I've learned in 2022 is that it's not okay for us to think of time with God as the first thing that we have to do. It's better when you think of it as the center of all you have to do. And this is because when you think of it as the center of all you have to do, your devotion with God is not just something you tick off your list. It becomes something that is a central part of you, and there you find that you are able to fellowship with God even at work, in school, wherever it is that you are. But if you constantly think of devotion with God as something that you have to do first, and this is not to say that you shouldn't do it first. No, this is more of a mindset thing, right? That instead of thinking about it as the first thing that you have to do, because we make that mistake of taking it as the first thing. So when we've done that, we now go back and see God is not part of the other activities of the day. So think of your devotion with God as something at the center of your day. That way you understand and be able to better position God in your mind as someone who is with you all through the day. So when you're in school, whether you're at work, you're in the marketplace, wherever it is, God is with you. The second lesson that I've learned on the spirituality is God is more interested in your relationship with Him than the things that you do for Him. I think I mentioned this in my last video, and I think that this affects most of us as believers. It's very easy for us to get so carried away with the activities that we do for God and actually forget the most important thing, which is a relationship with God. So yeah, God is more interested in a relationship with you than in the things that you do for Him. Number 3, what would Jesus do is a big deal. WWJD, no be just for mouth though. It's actually a big deal. If you want to know what Jesus would do, you'd have to study the word, because there are many believers who say, what would Jesus do? And then they try to get it off the top of their heads. Meanwhile, the Bible already has all the answers to what Jesus would do. So what would Jesus do in times of, you've been betrayed by a friend, what would Jesus do? Study the scripture. You've been lied to, what would Jesus do? Study the scripture. Almost everything that happens around us today has happened before, and when you find them in scripture, what happens is you receive the wisdom to navigate those kinds of situations. Number 4, I'm rushing because I don't want this video to be long. Number 4, good isn't necessarily God. The way to know the difference is by testing it with time. If it is God, it will stand the test of time. If it is not God, it will not stand the test of time. And I said earlier, good is not necessarily God. So a thing might be good for you, but is it God's plan for you? Number 5, the fruits of the Spirit are called fruits for a reason. This one, I will stand on this hill. Fruits grow, fruits reproduce, and they can be seen and they satisfy. So the fruits of the Spirit in you should be able to do the same. The fruits of the Spirit in you should grow. You cannot say that you have attained the highest level of love. You cannot say that the love that you have given out is only for you and your family. It needs to be able to reach other people and satisfy identify other people. So the fruits of the spirit grow just like physical fruits do. Liken it to it and make sure that you replicate those characteristics in your life as a believer with the help of the Holy Ghost. So those are 5 lessons that I've learned spiritually in 2022. Relationships and friendships. So number 1 thing, or let me say number 6, since we're counting down to 22. Number 6, people tend to only appreciate love when it is shown in ways that they interpret it as love, and this is not a bad thing. So if I grew up in a place where the way my father or my mother taught me to show me that they love me is by constantly buying gifts, what will happen is as I grow up, I would expect that anybody I'm with or my friends, if they want to show me that they love me, for example on my birthday, they would buy me gifts. So it doesn't matter if they tell me the kindest things, they affirm me in the loveliest way, as long as I'm not seeing the gift, I have not been shown that I am loved. And so people only interpret love the way they grow up to know what love is. Number 7, some people are not good for you. This one will hurt, and I know you know what I'm talking about, but it's the truth. Some people are not good for you. Some people should not be in your life. They make you the worst version of yourself, and you need to love yourself enough to keep your distance from such people. Sometimes protecting yourself, protecting your space is actually self-love. And now this is not even an unchristian thing to do, right? Yes, the Bible instructs us to love everybody, but we make the mistake of thinking that loving everybody means that everybody must be in your inner circle, and it's not true. That's not the truth. The people, the blind people that Jesus healed in the Bible, the deaf people, the lame people, they were not part of Jesus's 12 disciples, but he loved them enough to give them the healing that they were looking for. And so you can love people from a distance. Identify those people who are very toxic to you, those people who bring out the worst in you, and keep them at arm's length. Don't stop loving them though. Number 8, anyone who doesn't respect your boundaries and intentionally pushes your boundary is a walking red flag. Now, there are so many of us who make excuses for people a lot. Many of us have a basket full of benefit of doubt, which is a good thing. But we must be able to identify when people are not, they don't hold our values high enough for them to respect it. We need to know that those kinds of people are potential, no, they're not potential red flags, they are red flags, and you should be careful in dealing with them, because what would happen is they will continue pushing those boundaries, and you begin to get into limits that you never thought existed. So yeah, anybody who doesn't respect your boundary is a walking red flag, especially for relationships and marriage and all that. Number 9, write a list of all you want in a partner and be everything that you want on that list. So you want a partner who is God-fearing, be a God-fearing person. You want a partner who is intelligent, be intelligent. You want a partner who is neat, be neat. You want a partner who is humorous, be humorous, because we tend to attract the things that we are. We tend to attract people that are like us. So build yourself to be up to the standard of the things that you're looking for in a potential partner. Number 10, not everyone has to be your friend, and that's okay. I know it's already beginning to seem like I'm overflogging this issue, but if you think about it, they actually mean different things. Not everybody has to be your friend, and that's okay. I'll use myself for example. I'm somebody that loves to be in everybody's space. I want to know what's going on with you, but I realized this year that it's not possible really. There are people that will be your people, and there are people that will not be part of your people, and that's fine. It's okay. Career and business. I have 4 lessons from here, so I'm going to continue from number 11. Number 11, surround yourself with people, materials, and resources that mirror how you like to see yourself in your field. If you're somebody who wants to be, for example, a product designer, you can't want to be a product designer and everybody that you have surrounding you are sales executives. It doesn't work that way. You'll be able to reach your goals faster if you surround yourself with people who are already in your field, people who are already experienced, people who are learning, people who can connect you to the right people that you need to progress in that career path. Number 12, be bold and ready to sell yourself at any point in time. This is something I had to learn. This year I found myself in meetings where on the spot I had to prove that I knew what I was doing. And the first time I wasn't prepared, but the second time I was ready for it. And so you need to be ready to sell yourself, sell your product, your services, whatever it is that you are doing. You need to be ready to sell it at any given point in time, because opportunities can come at any time. Number 13, always be prepared for opportunities. Like I just said, it always be prepared, be ready to sell yourself. If it means that you have to carry your product, if it's small enough everywhere, please be ready to do that. If it means that you have to have your complimentary card with you, you should have your complimentary card with you. That's if you have handy. Your Instagram page should be up, running, up to date, looking aesthetically pleasing, because opportunities can meet you at any time and you gotta be prepared like the Boy Scouts. Number 14, you need to love your product or your ideas. I've seen many people who don't exactly love what they do, they're just doing it for the money, and it shows in how they sell what it is that they are selling, because they are not selling from a place of passion, they are just selling because they need to put food in their mouth and money in their pocket. So love your product, love your ideas, love your services. We move on to lessons that I have learned in life, and I have 4 lessons that I've learned from life. Number 1, maturity has nothing to do with age. I'm sure this one, we all know this one, but this year more than anything, I learned that sometimes you would expect so much more from people because they are older. Maturity really has nothing to do with age. So learn to just know people and interact with them at the level at which they are. Now, this doesn't mean you lose respect for people, because age is still a big deal, but respect people, respect their ages, but learn to interact with them at the level of maturity that they have shown you. Number 16, every action has its consequences, and you don't get to decide whether it's fair or not. It's sad, but it's the truth. For everything that you do, there is a consequence. For every action that you take, there is a consequence. And so all of us are taking risks at the end of the day. The only difference is you need to be prepared for the consequences. So when you are making decisions, be ready to face it. Case in point, you are living in Lagos, you are staying at Ikorodu, and you want to go to the island, and you are leaving your house by 12 p.m. Know that you are going to enter traffic and own it. Right? Know that you are going to probably be on the road for long and own it. So if you decide to make that decision without thoroughly thinking about it, you should be ready to face the consequences. And when the consequences come, you really have no say whether it's fair or not. Number 17, rather, life will go on regardless of what is going on with you. This one was hard, but it is the truth. People will love you, but nobody's going to stop their life for you. In short, asking people to stop or thinking that people would stop their life for you is actually a selfish thing to do, because really the world doesn't revolve around you. And so you must learn to and I'm not saying rush out of your healing. No, I'm saying that even as you find healing and you find wholeness in whatever it is that you are going through, understand that there are people who love you, but they have to keep going on for the people that they are responsible for. Don't rush out of your seasons, bask in it, stay in it, don't wallow in it, don't be sad in it. Find out what the problems are, find out the mistakes that you made, and try to come out of it with God's help. Number 18, you are too small to be all that you are living for in this life. Yeah, you are too small to be all that you are living for. So if the reason why you are on this earth is because you want to take care of yourself and put food in your mouth and drive expensive cars and have luxury items, then that's not a big enough reason to be here. So you are too small. There has to be a bigger reason. There has to be a bigger purpose for your life. You need to sit down and find out what that bigger purpose is. There are people who need something that is buried inside of you. Don't let that person die without experiencing that thing that is inside of you. Please, I beg you, in the name of God. Yeah. Lessons from life. Family. Number 19. God, family, ministry. In that order. That's the scale of preference. God, family, ministry. Don't scatter it. Don't put the last one before the first one. Don't put the second one before don't scatter it. It is God, your family, ministry. That is the scale of preference. Number 20, family will always be safe space. Now, I need to put this disclaimer here. Family isn't always related by blood, right? Find family and nest there sometimes. For some of us, family is not the person that gave birth to you and the person that your mother and dad. It could be someone else. And this is not to say disconnect from blood blind. No, I'm saying that find a place that feels like home and nest there sometimes. It would always be a safe space for you. Number 21, family can love you into error. Have the ability to think objectively and never loathe them for what they did. Emotions can be blinding. Exactly. So I love my son so much. My son loves chocolates. Every time he wants chocolate, he starts to cry. I don't want to see my son cry. My love for him can push me to go and get more chocolate for him. At the end of the day, what would happen is he has too much sugar in his system. Then he starts to purge, and he has jelly. For those of us who don't know what jelly is, I'll tell you later. So, and family can love you into errors. But when they do, or if they do, don't hate them for that. Emotions can be blinding. And last but not the least, number 22. Pray for family. Your prayers go a long way. It might seem like nothing. It might seem like nothing is changing, but trust me, you are depositing into your bank account, and one day you are going to reap the benefits of all of those prayers very, very soon. So those are 22 things I learned in 2022. Have you learned anything in 2022? Come on, tell me in the comment section. If you like anything that I said here or dislike something I said here, please feel free to let me know in the comment section. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching once again. God be with you guys. I love you all. See you. Happy New Year in advance. Bye.